Ever wondered what happens when a millennial dad introduces his Gen Z daughter to the horror classic, The Exorcist? Spoiler alert, it's not what you'd expect. It's not what you'd expect. And before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Growing up, The Exorcist was my nightmare fuel. It wasn't the gore, it was the soul shaking dread that stuck with me. So when my 14-year-old daughter mentioned she'd never seen it, I thought, perfect, time for a bonding experience. I braced myself for her screams. Instead, 45 minutes in, she turned to me and asked, when does something actually happen? Turns out my millennial horror icon was her Buns. Apparently, Buns means bad. Who knew? Here's the thing. The Exorcist is a slow burn. It builds tension, like a masterclass in dread. But for a generation raised on TikTok pacing and instant gratification, it's like watching paint dry, except the paint is supposed to be terrifying. My daughter wasn't bored. She was confused. And to her, it felt more like a drama than a horror movie. And honestly, she's not wrong. Today's horror hits you fast, like a jump scare on steroids. Um, the Exorcist takes its time, and Gen Z isn't having it, and it's having it projected. Watching it with her was like seeing it through whatever thing fresh eyes. She didn't flinch at the attic door slam or Reagan's demonic growls. And her take on the latter, she sounds like an old smoker. And then that I think is, so I can't talk about the challenge of this moment because I really both feel like Mercedes McCambridge's raw egg and cigarette diet suddenly feels less spooky. And don't get me wrong, my daughter loves horror. She's binged by the Conjuring universe, Hereditary, and Barbarian. And but The Exorcist felt like a museum tour to her. Interesting, sure, but not exactly heart pounding. And then there's the religious angle is and for me, growing up in a Pentecostal household, crucifixes and Latin prayers were terrifying. For her, just props that no, and Satan isn't the boogeyman for Gen Z. And their fears are more grounded: surveillance, identity, climate doom. The devil's got nothing on global warming. And let's talk practical effects of it. Okay. I still find the spinning head and pea soup vomit haunting. My daughter, and she saw a spirit Halloween store come to life, and she saw Fairpoint, several in the age of 4K resolution, the scenes of 1970s effects are showing that. But here's the silver lining. When Father Karras leaps from the window, she whispered, "Whoa." And she didn't fear it, but she respected it. When I asked if she'd watch it again, she said, maybe. It wasn't scary. Just interesting. Um, and that's the beauty of The Exorcist. So it's a beauty of The Exorcist. It lingers in. It's a bridge between old school dread and modern terror. Uh, Virtually all of that is the other sense of. Here's hoping Mike Flanagan's upcoming sequel can scare both millennials and Gen Z together. Because let's face it, the only thing scarier than a demon is trying to explain why Buns is an insult. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, bye.